Welcome to Stealth Artisan Live. I'm ASHLER, your hosting gamer. We're running part 10 of Stranding. Let's get stranded. I have a friend in the party with me, Lanfell. Did I say that right? Alright, good. Cool. Alright. We're gonna be maybe talking about this, but he's playing another game, Outward? Yeah, Outward. So I may be talking about that on top of this while I'm goofing off. I'm kinda done a little bit for the day playing this, but I just wanted to do some micromanaging of some things and looking at stuff while I'm chatting. So we may not get a lot of progress done in this episode. So where are you at right now? Okay, so you're upstairs. You just woke up. Oh, you just walked downstairs. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What am I doing?
Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Well,
let's look at tips. Listen. So what I'm curious about, why I still wanted to talk to you, is I wanted to hear what your opinion was after your first conversation in the game. No, the one that's coming. Because I don't know if that's really a conversation that guy just said, "Hey, you want to sleep? Go to sleep." He talked at you. Alright, so what is this? Not the one that you're talking about. I don't know if there's other ones in the game. I can't think of another one that I've climbed at all. I was wondering that too when I saw that. It's, oh, maybe I can look out the top of this house, and it's like, nope. Okay. You know what? You could have not put a ladder there, and then. But it would have made that whole "how do you get up there" question a little bit like that. Maybe what I would have done is put the ladder like leaning against the wall on the opposite side, so it went nowhere, kind of a thing. Is like it seemed like, oh, it's supposed to go over there, but it isn't over there right now. So it's, you can see how it would be possible to get up there, but it's done in a way so you don't think you can. But yeah, because what I would think they should have done with the ladder in that part of the game is teleported you up to the top just so you could look out. But I don't even know if that's a thing. Like if there's even space up there legitimately for you to like stand on anything or look out of anything or whatever. I know there's a floor up there that you could maybe walk around on, but okay. Hopefully I'll find out what some of these icons are. Like blood level, BT level, stamina. I'm currently myself reading the tips in the game. They slowly roll them out so you can kind of get a better notion on how to play the game. Where you at now in your game? Okay. Uh, what is it? Basically, what you want to do initially is just walk around everywhere you can with locally before like notion of walking out the doors. There is another place that you can go. That you can go through another door besides the exit. That is also something recommended to do. But I would do that after you've gathered up stuff around town, and then go into that door, and then the and then maybe kind of look around at the shops. Um, did they give you a backpack? Oh, okay. So, um, I know one of the first things that I wish I did sooner is to upgrade my backpack. I don't know how soon it's available to you. I can point you in the right direction to check where it would be at, though. But before you, yeah, yeah, there's, I want to say three major shops, and uh, eventually, yeah. Um, I think you can get some loot from there too. At least I did. I think I got a hat, which I'm not sure if it's randomized or if it would be in there for you too. But yeah, a lot of the things that I externally found were just laying around though on the outside that I'm talking about. Basically, like what happened with you in your hatchet situation, kind of a thing. So that is good to learn that area where you can't go, kind of thing. The other note that I would recommend doing is if you find a, what is it? What are they called? S- no. If you find a harpoon, do not sell it. Do not sell a harpoon. Um, you can. It's the only way that I currently know how for you to fish. I got rid of mine, and I thought my spear would allow me to fish, and you have to use the harpoon. And it was like, I rolled my eyes about it. It's like, come on. Even though the harpoon I think is in the same class as the spears, it's got a specific ability. Yeah, which it's kind of cool. It's interesting. Um, there's what is it? So with that story beat thing that what is your opinion on what she was saying? Yes. Blood debt stuff. Yeah, it's this goes into. Yeah, I think it kind of ties back into um superstition that like went with like the line that Christ was saying with like the sin thing. You know what I'm talking about? There's some line that still does with Christ and sin and fathers. I can't remember the that verbatim or whatever, but I feel that's the commentary on that. It's like the the notion of how they were interpreting sin in that notion is the notion of like debt or a something along those lines, that it's not something that is passed on, kind of a notion, but within that that notion they're saying that it is the onus is on the bloodline. The thing is basically what right now your first mission and task is to raise enough money, and there is a time limit, and I did not make it. I did not make it. So and there is a penalty for that, and I think they kind of mentioned it. You can guess, and I can say yes or no if you want me to let you know. That is the one. That is the one. It's it's more the other than the. It's this the second one that you said is yeah. So, which is there is a useful chest in there that I was using, and it disappears. And it disappears if you don't make it. So if you can try to make that a priority. Um, the problem with that, I think they should have given you more days than that, to a certain degree. But kind of like it because it's set up where when you first play the game, the likelihood of you losing your home is high. So then you have no place to be. So then the notion of going outside is your main objective. Um, but beyond that, there's what is it? Uh, some interesting nonsense with it, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think the notion of the best way to do that. Technically, what it would be to what you would want to do is to just go out and kill stuff. Kill stuff and get that stuff and then sell that stuff and then uh, use that money to raise stuff. The issue is I almost feel like yeah, technically you could probably if you found a harpoon you could fish and then get rid of the fish. Um, but I don't think they respawn enough to make that a feasible living. And I think it's like only a penny or a dollar or whatever. Um, I think you get more from going out and killing like animals and killing bandits and getting their stuff. The problem is the weight. So pro tip, click L3. Oh my word. Yeah, that was like night and day. Like, oh, that's so much better. I'm hoping Death Stranding has an auto walk feature to it with the power legs. There's different versions of them. Some deal with speed, some deal with carrying, some deal with I think what is the others? Speed, carrying, and I want to say that there's a third one, but I can't remember from what I was seeing. Um, but I could see one of them have it set up somehow where you could automate them and then you would just walk in a direction. In oh, in that game, Outward. I want to always call it Ward instead of Outward, because I feel like that would be more of an interesting way to pronounce that game. Just because being a ward of a state or a ward to a knight kind of a thing, and going out into the world. But what is it? You put your thing into the craft menu, and then instead of crafting it, if you're not combining it with anything, it does the opposite. It takes it apart. So you to uncraft it. So if it's a single object in there, then it usually does it that way. If you put two things in it, then you're gonna get maybe something from it, but you might get garbage from it because you can do like felled food and stuff like that, where you get just like garbage product, which there might be a use for it, like in the game somehow, like you can put it in maybe spells or something like that, or potions or poisons maybe, but I haven't gotten to that point. Yeah, I agree. I felt like the other problem that I did is I got too hurt too often and was using the sleeping function as a way to heal myself, which also mainly screwed me. It I wish they gave me a secondary way to heal myself. I guess technically you could buy potions, but that's depleting your resources to pay off the debt that you're trying to do in the first place. Um, um, I want to say eating certain things will cause you to heal over time. Um, but yeah, it's tricky. I, it's tricky. But I guess the whole felling forward is not too bad within that, because I don't. From like I said, it doesn't seem like the death isn't that big of a cost. If you mess up, and you can kind of try to get better, and then try again. So push forward more at that. At, um, so yeah, repairing. Ooh, what? Uh, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. That's why I stalled out. Driving the bike through water in this game depletes its battery life quicker. I'm curious if weight affects it. Q was watching me play, and he asked that question. And it's like, yeah, overloading your bike, a lot of cargo on your bike will reduce the top speed. Okay, that makes sense. And also increase the battery consumption. Good job, Kojima. Respect there. Uh, vehicles, batteries. What? 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 The vehicle batteries are solar powered, so they will recharge in a clear or cloudy weather? Really? So if I accidentally abandon a, the vehicle for a moment and it survives as long as there's not a lot of rain or timefall, then it will recharge enough to move it again. Yeah, I've been like constantly building like a generator on top of the um the bike when I've run out of it because I wasn't paying attention to my charge. It's like, oh, I carry one for that purpose. The problem is I don't think I would be able to build it if I'm outside the chiral network, though. Yeah, I would just get screwed. So it wouldn't help me in that situation. I wonder how long it takes to charge in the sunlight. Obviously not as fast as the what do you call it? Uh, the charging stations. That's okay, here's some stuff. Accelerate, brake, and reverse. Wheelie. I don't like how they've done the wheelie. A little bit. I wish there was two. Through a door? Yes, that's the door I was mentioning. No, I was saying yes, but I to go down there. The only thing I was saying is you may want it to have a weapon, and you do. And I think you get one in there too, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Um. Uh. Yeah. That's another one of those double things, where it's like a weapon and a yeah a thing, which initially is annoying. Yeah. Um. But another pro tip, uh, the when you get a when you get a new bag, keep the old one. Use it as a use it as a chest. That's what I did because I lost my house. I set up a camp and dropped my bag, and then and started using it as a chest. So and for a long time I was doing a juggling thing, like picking it up, taking it off, moving it over, switching in and out stuff. But there's a way to walk up to it and actually enter into it and then just move stuff like a normal like chest. Um, I want to say what is that process? It's kind of weird, but like you open it up and then open open something else up and then will combine the two, so then you can move stuff from your person onto it, which when I figured that out, that was very helpful. I was expecting that, but I was willing to play the weird game until I figured that process out. But if you don't lose your house, you'll won't have to worry about doing that too much here, but you will need to do it elsewhere. And I think probably having like a backpack on your person to potentially maybe do caches out in the world would could be interesting. I'm not sure if it's possible though. I'm not sure how well the game does with leaving your backpack out in the world. It does seem to do a pretty good job leaving it in town though, or towns in that game. Yeah. Yeah, I think this episode of me doing this is going to be
Come, Sam Porter Bridges.
weird. Okay. So what do I want to do? Actually, let's see here. I want to see, is there actually a panel on this thing that looks like it's... Yeah, I guess that panel right there could be a solar panel on this bike. Or trike, technically. What's weird? Yeah, it makes sense though in my mind though, because if you're going to have something going over rough terrain, you're wanting something that's forward stable, and also where it does that weird like pre-mantisy kind of like up and down on stuff. I feel like yeah, it could spread out and distribute the weight also forward when when going down such a thing. So it's good design, very very good design. Okay, I needed to get rid of that. Recycle. I yes, the backpack. Yes. I don't know if he has it immediately, but at least if you know, then you know where who to check. It is not the smith, and it is not the alchemist. It's the other guy. Yeah, and I felt like I didn't see it either, but then I did see it at one point, so I'm not sure if I missed it or if it's just I didn't recognize the picture. So it'll have, I think, a purple bag on it. So yeah, yeah, it does. Um, it seems a little bit weird here and there, but I haven't really gotten into it though. Yeah, I don't know what the chakram is. I wonder if that's literally a. Yeah, I don't know if it's a throwable thing or if it's more like a wand. C- Yeah, it might be a wand that you can attack with, like you can hit people with. And I don't know if that uh, there's also like oh, did he have one? Oh, the because there's a guy with a wagon. Is who? Yeah, not him. No, I was only talking about local like people because I don't know if he comes and goes or not. I don't think so with the wagon, but yeah, it's the other guy. Does he have it? Okay, all right, and that is worth the buy. 20, yeah, totally. And then uh, technically, what you could do is you could put down your other bag just right by the exit, and then use that as where you're dropping stuff off at. And then after if you complete it without losing your house, then you could then move that stuff up there, which would be easy because then you could drop your other pack, pick up that pack, walk up there, put it all into the other thing, and then walk back down and grab your other pack, which is just so sick, so sick. Yeah, super sexy. I was very impressed with the backpack mechanics in that.
Thank you for your contribution.
Wanted to just see if there's no orders. Okay, good. So let's try. Okay, I need to look at how much stuff I actually have on the person. Okay, I feel like I need to make a switch on here. These need to be on me. tools and stuff need to be on my bike. It's late. Oh, when you're in the dark? Yes, they make uh fire and torches like a necessity when you're in those spaces. Oh, are you talking about like just walking outside nighttime? Yeah, yeah. The turning up the brightness does help for that. Uh, but yes, it does. I- I- Yeah, you don't really need your torch during that time. You need it like where you were at, where you got your pick. That place. That place. Um, Turning up the brightness doesn't help at all. At least it didn't for me in my TV. Let's see here. Okay, so we have spray and stuff in that. Beautiful. I think I need to actually. Can I shelve this? Oh, I'm just dealing with local stuff. Need to go over here. We're going to carry some spray. Let's get full spray. So what things have you found in the environment, weapon-wise? Because what does I remember? I remember there being 1, 2, 3. Don't remember really finding that. Remember finding a machete, a pitchfork? Did you find a pitchfork? Okay. Yeah. That was in the town outside. And I'm not sure if I don't know if it randomizes anything for gameplay sessions or anything. I would assume it would be the same, but nowadays with the randomization and stuff, I don't know, it's weird. Climb materials recycled, share locker, yeah. Clean. Yeah, I did not do that either. I haven't done it yet. I don't feel like my character is powerful enough to deal with that scenario. Man, at this point, I feel like I should just be carrying these and not the other stuff. Let's offload right now. Do I have another 0? There you are, and I want to go ahead and put you on the floor. Recipes. Yeah, I bought a lot of those at the beginning. Yeah, yeah, I don't know how well the game does with that, because I know I tried to do like making some of the basic stuff like the club and whatnot to make money, and it wouldn't. They didn't want my ghetto gear. So maybe on the higher end stuff, there's a possibility of that being advantageous, but I don't know. Um, I I I could. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. The facade of that game is a little disappointing. It's nice when games are a little bit more. What happened there? Did it push something down on the ground that I didn't want on the ground? 1, 2. I only have 3 of those? So what do I have in my person? Grenade 5, grenade 5, health 500, 500, backpack of 4 of 0, alright. And I looked up some stuff. What are you curious about? Oh, okay. You're wanting the meta. Yeah. Ah, good. Yeah, that lady. Which I feel that quest you need to try fighting some of the stuff that is locally a little bit. But I think you might be kind of fine because you dealt with what was in the cave, right? Okay. Because I think it's going to be a similar situation with her thing. So, um, just more of them. Um, which wouldn't be too bad to deal with that. Oh, okay. It is it is important to the notion of building a class to a certain degree. I could see there being like um some kind of weird uh meta thing in their game where you're like, oh, choose like a weapon that you're going to use early on in the game, but then you can still buy this you can still get this later on no matter what. I feel like anything that he'll teach you, you can learn later, but it's more what you're going to be using now. What I did is probably one of the reasons why I lost my house is I went and bought a bow, or earned up enough money to buy a bow, so then I would learn a bow technique instead of um, whatever else. I kind of wish I actually did the spear at the time now, thinking about it, but I think whatever he would have taught me would have probably been the only spear technique that I've seen when I've looked at the wikis, and that's like an offensive thing. It's like, from what I remember, it does something weird that doesn't even sound like something that a spear would do. It's like, I can't remember what it is. I'd have to look it up again, but I want to say it like helped your stamina or something weird like that. And it's like, what? You should give me like a forward rush, like a multi slash, like cha 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 cha, kind of a weird thing, or different angle on my, instead of a lunge, a vertical or a horizontal attack, a charge, something. And I don't think any of those exist from what I've seen, unless maybe it's hidden somewhere and no one's talked about it. Um, the bow kind of has some weirdness to it too. Like, it seems like it's being divided into two parts, weirdly. It's not like dedicated completely to bow stuff. It's bow and rage is the underneath its class. And you basically execute rage to put yourself into a state where you lose like life over time, but your attacks are more powerful. So I guess that makes your bow attacks more powerful, so it still helps it, but it seems like it should be like its own thing and not taking up space in the hunter. I think it's just like the hunter kind of training class kind of thing that's in the game. But it might be fine. It might be like the notion of a super shot, and I guess it would be cool to have an ability I could turn on and have it be able to affect my spear and my bow at the same time. Does that make sense? So it's not just something that does the one thing. Because there's, I think boons maybe is what it's called. I don't know if you've seen any of that commentary when you were dealing with the tutorial notion of boons. I think they gave you the rage boon, right? And how'd you use it? Where you had this. Oh, okay. Yeah. Basically, you just get a buff. Where you do. Yes, yes. Which I can't. I don't know if it does with the bow. It might give you like a sniper shot or a longer shot, but I want to say it doesn't. It's weird. Some of the choices that they've made in that game. My thing is I like, instead of balance, I like just something more logical. Like, if you have a boon and it does this to this weapon, then do it to that weapon. And then if you have, something that's similar to this, then try to figure out a way to repeat that. And then just rinse and repeat that system throughout the thing. I feel like you can maybe balance things easier via taming the damage of things rather than alright. So that 2 grenades and 4 of those. I guess we might as well just the other blood packs on my. Oh, what? Oh, my word! I forgot about that. Cool. Alright. Maybe that's the problem that I was having? Is I ran out of grenades because I didn't put any more blood in my utility pouch. Because one of the things in this, you're supposed to be able to use your blood packs to refill some of your ammo. And I don't know how to do that. To like kind of make more of a thing while I'm out in the open, but oof. Did you say you saw some of my fight? Oh, you saw the award. Oh man. That I was having a bad day. I was not happy. And then even after I survived and defeated the situation, my adrenaline was still up, so I was getting annoyed and pissed off about everything. Stuff was going wrong and stuff was snowballing, if that makes sense. Can I hold more in there? Or no? That's right. That's right. When I did the auto thing, it put it in there. So it only holds 4. 4, 4. Okay. Sick. Super sick. Now I just need one of those for the back of my backpack. I think what I'm going to try to go to do, it will enable that. Let's go back down here. Where are you at, bud? Let's go ahead and just equip you because of that other thing that happened. And why not? Why not? What? Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think there's a couple of different town favors. What was the one that you saw? I don't remember. Save it, dude. What was that? Oh, okay. You're doing some stuff. Feel like there was a you could take something for the alchemist. She gives you like a fetch quest or something like that, or to go somewhere. The thing is what she's asking you to do is you would need to be a seasoned player to perform that thing. I'm trying to get to where she's saying, and either you have to go through like this challenge thing via the like a shortcut thing, or you go the long way, which is like you have to go through a swamp and then figure out how to get through the swamp to get to the area, and then from that area, I don't know because I haven't gotten myself out of the swamp. So, I think I've gotten my head around the location now enough to do it, but then this game came out, so I was trying to get to a place where I could learn how to do more stuff with the bow. Wish there was a way to organize this stuff. Why does it give me the the ability to do it sometimes, but not all the time. Okay, I'm just gonna put one of these on the bike. Yes, I was about to say that. That's why. Oh, use that skill for what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the sword has a cool pummel, like a stun thing. Um, One of the other things, I think there's a guy that is in the village that can teach you something that is kind of helpful to a certain degree. It's what is it? When I say it does something with your health or something, or your resistance to something. It's a passive ability. One of those two dudes that are up on the upper portion of the docks. I don't know if you saw those guys. Yeah. Um, w yeah, one of them like dismisses you, and then later on he'll open up to allowing you to deal with stuff. None of what had looked interesting. The other guy mainly deals in shield stuff, but the one thing on the opposite side seems something that's worth getting eventually, to just, you know, level up your character a little bit. Okay, that, and that. I could, like, put more on my body, but I don't know if I need it. Let's be weird. Let's get really weird. Let's do another grenade. Okay, do I need more boots? That's the other thing I need to check. See if I took care of. Yes, I do. I need boots. Boots, boots, boots. Yeah. Oh. So is it an easier direct way to get to him? Ah. The only issue, though, I think over that way is also I want to say it's the beach that you washed up onto, too, maybe. And there's these things that are there that potentially you could have to fight. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know how to really kill them well. Yeah, yeah. And I have some good. Yeah, they're a pain. They're a pain. I think I've taken out one of them, but a lot of arrows and running away, kind of a situation with them. But I may be able to do a little bit better now since I've been dealing with crap in the swamp. But I don't think I've gotten any more powerful. I think I need to go and no, I probably have a better bow now. So it's probably doing more damage, so I may be able to take it on. Um, Possibly, maybe also my spear would be able to do a better job with him, but Can we put that on? There we go. Good. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright. Yeah. One of the cool things about this game is, if you're wanting to just do some of the, right? 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 How much stuff do you have in the chest? Well, you could still maybe pull it off, but yeah, yeah. Do that then. If you have a shortcut to save the house, then just do that.
Have a pleasant journey.
Well, okay, hold on. I'm getting a cutscene, so.
The name's Higgs, the particle of God that permeates all existence. Ah, so it was you that dragged him into all this. Bloodied but unbowed. What's that? Bridget Strand is dead. America's last president dead and burned. Oh, and now the girl's been chosen to take Mommy's place. Well, that won't wash. She's not cut out for politics, is she? Oh, but don't worry. I'll find her. And I'll keep her real safe. You see, I've come to understand the truth of the Death Stranding. Oh, there's so much you people don't know. The girl, for instance. She's not like you or me. Dooms ain't her thing. And she's more into destruction on a worldwide scale. An extinction entity. Oh, it's so hard to form connections when you can't shake hands. Fortunately, I've got a good connection to the other side. Now you're no bridge. But me, I'm bound to all of it. This world, that world, and our sweet little angel of death. take is one itty-bitty void out to blow us all to kingdom come. So how about it? Aren't you getting tired of the grind? Isn't this what you've been waiting for this whole time? A game over.
Heads up, Sam. According to our damage assessments, it would only take a single void out to total Port Knot City. A single BT allowed to make contact with a civilian would be enough. We can't let that happen. You've got to deal with that BT right now.
Where are you at? Can I pause this? Ooh. Are you there? No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That was an epic cutscene. And I'm in a boss fight, so yeah, I drove out a door and got caught by a situation, which is interesting that they did that. And now I'm dealing. Maybe run one of these real quick. Oh dear. Okay, I am out. Right? No, no, I am not. This is getting cold. Another cutscene. Good, maybe. There'd probably be a cutscene after this, I assume, or some conversation. Wow, I'm glad I quit when I did last night. Hype sus, love that fight. Yeah, it's a good fight, TJ. Connection stable. Alright, let's gain more connection back. Right. I think I'm okay to talk now. I'll let you know if no, they're talking.
Be proud, my friend. Emily's still waiting for you in the west. Head to your boat. It's ready. Get those supplies to Lake Knot City. We're just getting started.
Okay, I think they stopped talking. I'll just. I don't know. What would be a good thing to say to let you know that I need silence? Yeah. Well, shut up makes me say the word shut up. So I wanna. There's too many syllables in shut up. Sh is good, but sh is that can be like, you know. I could be trying to say shit and just, you know, not follow through. So I don't know. Well, I'm just trying to think of a distinct word to say that I can probably one syllable word that is indicator that I need you to just be quiet for a second before I let you know. Off is good. Off, yeah. All right, let's use this guy here. I'm glad I grabbed those extra grenades. I might as well just grab one more. Thing is where's my bike? Did I lose my bike? I heard it. It beeped. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my bike before I decide to pick up all this crap that's out here. So I want to say something that is... You found a what? A writ?
elevator. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Was it in the cave? Jump down, and then... Mm-hmm. Hicks called that thing an angel of death, which is intriguing to me. And I assume he's talking about the, like, not just that one thing that I fought. It's the organism that is all of those things. But, yeah, this game is slowly but surely blowing my mind. I'm glad that I went... Well... What is it? I paid a lot of attention to it, but did a lot of like analysis on the game, and I feel like I what is it? It feels like I still have just scratched the surface of what I've seen. I didn't watch the trailer, the launch trailer, so I'm happy about that. So I think I've dodged some bullets of like being kind of seeing maybe a little bit more than I wanted to. Yeah. Well, I feel like it was probably not as bad as what they did with Metal Gear V, Phantom Pain. But I think it would probably close. Because V thing, whoever was in charge of making those videos just like showed so much that it made the game hollow. Like too many major cutscenes were just shown. It's like, what? Why did you show me that? Yeah, it was bit not good. Alright, we are going to put you on the bike, just so I have a... No, actually, can I put you on Sam's shoulder? No, I guess bike is what it is. Alright, and we are going to auto. Okay. I'm still confused with what each grenade does in this. I assume it'll tell me eventually. Is there a way to stop that? Hello. Something I think that is interesting in this game is there's volume and then there's weight, and there's a definite difference, you know, kind of depending on a thing. Like I can stack up more things with lighter weight with that's still taking up more equal volume, but because the weight is less, my stability is fine. Does that make sense? So I can look like I'm carrying a lot, but it's not a lot because the weight of it isn't a lot, which is amazing that they did that. Because right now I have a bunch of boxes with grenades in it, but they're box of grenades, so they're not the weight factor on it isn't as crazy as some of the other stuff that I was carrying around. Right, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I enjoyed the bow, because then you could kind of pull one out, but sometimes the other one would follow, but one would lead, and then you could like pelt them until they got up onto you and then switch. Um, but you know, y what is it? Is there any other way to get a hold of them and pull them to you? I'm trying to remember if I want to say that there is. White birds. Oh yes, yeah, you can get stuff off of them. Yeah. That would be a good place to start. Very good place to start. Cuz in my mind it would be that, and then there's like hyena kind of things would be the next ones to try, but they kind of run in packs so that you can kind of get overtaken with those. Yeah, they can peck hard. Circling seems to be pretty good. But you were running the hammer to get that cool stagger effect. Is that what you're running? Oh, okay. Did you talk to that guy and get a special move from him? Okay, alright. You're waiting. It's a good idea. Get the thing that... Yeah. So did you give them the ret? I would recommend trying to do that as soon as possible, because... Oh, so you're on your way back from getting it. Alright. And the bird should be just right in front of the gate then, right? Yeah, that is so cool. Having this many like weird boxes stacked up on my back looks weird without having to hold down the shoulder button. It just feels odd. That I'm talking about? It's back to that conversation I was talking about with the weight thing. Because there's 3 different sizes. There's small, medium, and no, four probably. Small, medium, large, and extra large. And I have a bunch of small that are like... Let's see, how many stacks are there? There's 1, 2... So 1, 2 that are like, you know, tall, vertical, stacked inside the bag, and then on top of it, then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 laying flat. So imagine like console laying flat versus tower status. So I have 2 stacks tower status, and then 6 flat status on my backpack, and I've done that before with other things, but I would be like, you know, toppling, and I'm like, it's almost like I feel like I'm not even carrying anything. It looks silly. So, but I'm assuming like most of the thing, there's only like probably 5 grenades in each of those, and some of them are blood bags and stuff like that. So it's distribution units. But yeah, very, very interesting. That makes me happy that I did that, though.
Don't mind me. Hello? Don't mind me.
You have multiple what? Oh yeah, yeah. Those things. The what do you call it? The harpoon. Early on, come by. You can get them quite easily. The thing is the problem with me is that I was getting so many of them, then I started selling them, and then realized there was the, you know, benefit of having at least one of them. Because I assumed wrong. Because what happened is I had my spear out and went to fish, and basically what it did, I think, is it swapped out my weapon for a half a second and used it, like you do with the pick. You can have a different weapon out, and then it'll pull out your pick real quick, and then you'll mine something. So it did that, and I thought, oh, I got I can use this instead. But I was wrong. I can't. I cannot. Can you sell iron scrap? Is that what you're asking? Oh, yeah, buy and stuff. For you right now, if you actually got in there and have turned in your writ and you're fine now with your that payment, I would say yes, because I had to pay. No, did I have to pay that? No, I didn't have to pay it. So I'm using all that money that I was trying to potentially use on stuff kind of went away, which is nice. So what do I want to do here? Do I want to bother coming back down in here again, I guess? Make it a cutscene. But I know I wanted to
Stretch my legs.
so you can end up saving them later on. Did they say anything about if you fulfill a right, does it give your house back? Because that would be cool if they run it that way, where it's like you lose it, but then you can at least do if you do that, then you get that back. Yeah, seems logical, right? That, or maybe you have to do all the writs, you know what I mean? Like locally. Yeah, away. Yeah. What does he want me to deliver? I need to start paying more attention to how much weight is. SS's okay. All right. That gives me a notion right there. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do this. Right. And we will
Order assigned.
clean up that bike quick here. What is this? Storage? Huh. Interesting. So what do you think of that game thus far?
Thank you for your continued support.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely in that. Yeah, it's in the vein of Eco and Shadow of Colossus kind of a thing, where you have like this like dead space and cool stuff to kind of look at. I just think they if they took more time making the world look a little bit better, even keeping it with the the low janky graphics that they got in it, I think they could have done a better job. Because Eco and um, Shadow have worse, you know, textures than that game does, and yeah, they could have pulled a Monster Hunter with it. Would be another good example. Giving it more, um, make it a little bit more complex. Make it look falsely interesting. But I feel that you gotta have some really good modelers and savvy people that are doing your level design and stuff for that to happen. But I think some of the other areas become a little bit more interesting to a certain degree, but it's still rudimentary. But they did a lot right in it, and for that and experiencing that rightness is what makes me love that game. From what I've played it thus far of outward, the backpack system alone has just blown my mind in it. It's like, yes, this feels so good. Yeah, is amazing. Is just like, it's a no-brainer. It's like it, Skyrim, this, Souls, yeah. Any game that has a pocket or any game that where you can become overcumbered. Yeah, and another one with Conan should have done it, which it kind of did. There is a character that you can capture, that then you can steal their backpack. They're like one of the slave people, um, and you can use that. But I don't think you can. I don't know if there's a quick way to drop your backpack in that. What else would be another good example? Any of like the survival games out there that have that notion of a tool belt versus a backpack would be that way. Like 7 Days to Die. Trying to think if there's another game along that line. I think probably some of like the PUBG type games also would be advantageous to run that as well. You kind of would want to have the button to be a little bit out of the way, but up on D-pad's not too bad. I haven't really accidentally dropped my stuff. Can I manage running 3 mediums? Yes, I got rid of a bunch of stuff. I should be fine. 3 mediums. I don't want to do that one though. That one, yes. That one, yes. So that to us. Oh, that's a fetch quest. That's a go get something, bring it back. And I don't know if I want to do that. Is it timed at all? Back off of it. Alright. Quantity 1 or more. Is that beard, or are you eating something? Alright. Itchy ear. Are you wearing headphones or a earpiece? Mono. Yeah. I wearing the headsets that I have, I get my right ear gets weird. More than my left does. And as I say that, it starts itching. That's a lie. Let's see here. What is it? I want more information about this. How can I get to it? There we go. There's that. Quantity. Oh, it's a recovery from mule camp. Oh, wow, a little bit more complicated of a thing. But yeah, we'll do that. Really? Really? No. No, we won't. We won't. We won't do it.
Thank you for your
I'm gonna
contribution.
make that a thing, a later thing. I feel like I'm going to get distracted doing something else.
Have a pleasant journey.
Now that I've gotten into the section of the game where they're kind of like trying to teach me how to fight by throwing like baddies at me, I'm, what is it, ridiculously preparing myself right now.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Alright, let's take a look. Where's the range on the Cairo? Blackout. Alright. So we should be good up through there. No, more so. I wanna see. What kind of materials are those? 50. 50. Oh wow. Interesting place to put a bridge. What? Yeah, the ones that I've used have been like you use it and then it's dead, which
looks like a way through.
yeah. Yeah, and I feel like there's another problem with it though too. Is I'm not sure this with all of them, but I know with the ones that I mess with is you put it down and then you have to prime it. So it's not as easy as like setting it down. You have to set it down and then choose what you're using to spend what your ammo is for it, basically. Does that make sense? You have to put the ammo in it after you put it down. So you put it down and then you have to walk up to it and then put ammo in it. So it's a two-stage process. So you have to put spikes in it. You have to put a spear in it. You have to put whatever the iron shards in it. Whatever it is that you're choosing to spike. Yeah. Didn't look like it. I'm not sure if that goes with like the spears, if the spears get eaten, or if those things are more like there and it just burns a portion of it. I hope that there's something to it like that. Like, you know, there's something that is spent and then something that isn't spent, but I haven't risked using one of the using a spear on it yet to test that out. Um, buh, buh, bike, bike. No. This is definitely a funny commentary, I feel, a little bit on video games. Seeing my character with all the weapons on him externalized. I do feel like I should have brought more. Satchel, you can improve your interesting. Yeah, I don't think I have that recipe. Did you look that up? Yeah, I was trying to stay away from that a little bit. Just the main reason why is I was trying to fill the game out to see if I hit into a wall to where I would want to like start looking up what recipes were instead of like playing the game as like, no, I have to buy it first, I have to learn it first kind of a notion. More that RP that situation a little bit, but what did I try to do? Oh, why did it kill these? Okay, rain is happening. They're gonna put BT still here. Yep. Right. Beached things. It's basically ghosts in the game. That's interesting. I kind of thought me taking out a like a mini boss or whatever in an area would clear the area of things in that area, but maybe I'm kind of going different routes, so maybe I'm going the wrong way. Like, I need to backtrack to be going the safe route. Alright, let's get off of this. Okay, it's saying that there's a bad guy over here, but I can't see him. I can hear him too, but he's not rendering. This is what happened to me last time. There's some of these guys that are like, maybe this is what a hunter is. Hunters are invisible. Can I lock on into anything over there? Is there anything? Let's see here. Let's switch to maybe this. garbage. He's not showing up. Stop moving forward. Why am I moving forward? What the crap is that? That is pissing me off. I'm about to cuss. Stop moving forward. Why would I want to walk forward holding a grenade like that? Come on. Find it. Find it. This wasted grenade. Yeah, it's just it finds it for a half second and then it's like gone. I'm gonna accidentally throw another one. Stop it. No. My stuff is gonna get devoured here. That is rain. I think we're gonna get captured again here. Captured. Oh no! I lost all like half of my grenades. No! Run back. Definitely one way to deal with that situation. Just, I do feel like there's something to this game where they just want you to on purpose get caught. Like that is a thing. I almost was suggesting the notion in this game to where dying and, you know, fighting stuff would actually, more so the notion of dying would actually level up your character in some way. Like you could grind through death. Does that kind of make sense? Let's see here. Have you played, and I haven't finished this game yet, but have you played, Prey? I want to. No, if I'm saying the game right, the name right for the game, it's a sci-fi game. There's like a guy that wears like a helmet that's like triangles on his head, and there's like this notion of like sticking a needle in your eye to get abilities, and there's like mimics in it, like these weird things that shapeshift into like cups and stuff and hide themselves. Does it sound familiar? It's kind of a in the vein of BioShock kind of a vibe to it. Not in art style, but in gameplay kind of setup where you have you can fight as a normal person, or you can use like you can splice basically and add abilities to your character. That's the notion I'm going with, the notion of leveling through death. So the idea, if you die enough, you then have options to gain certain weird, quirky abilities that may be kind of dual beneficial or something like that, where they're um, both words helping you out, but then maybe causing some other problem, like you have to fight more, you have to eat more, you have to drink more, you have to do something, or you're addicted to it. Maybe you need to go and kill yourself to or it's almost like you're compelled to after that point, after a certain point within the notion of the game. So you end up constantly having to go through a certain situation. Yes. No. Let's see here. Whatever I'm gonna do. Put that in there. Yes. Put that back. And so, where is Luden's fans thing? Is it on the bike right now? The notion of that idea is the idea of facing your fear, facing death, kind of that idea, you know, overcoming it. There's this notion of like comparing this game, Stranding, like Cetacean Stranding, where you know whales and dolphins strand themselves on the beach. One of the things in here, like not emails but text documents, talk about the idea of maybe the reason why sea life actually evolved to have legs is because they needed to find a way to get back in the water again, and then thus the notion of being washed up on the beach, getting into a point of this struggling of potentially dying, got them to get back in the water, but then it also allowed them to then venture inland, which I thought was quite interesting. And comparing that to like us as a civilization going through a weird event where then we end up having to do the same thing. We have to evolve to get back home, but in evolving to get back home, then we can actually then learn how to travel and actually walk in the notion of that space. So I assume it's probably going to work both ways, where the dead learns to walk in the living, and then the living learns to walk in the land of the dead. So due to the experience, but or at least a little bit of that notion. But, I have so much stuff I don't. Let's just save this and just take a look at my person. I need a. Okay, BB is unhappy. I need to help soothe the baby. Hey, bud. Rockabye, baby. I wish I could do peekaboo with him. I'm trying to think. What do you know? Any other interesting cultural things do you do with a baby? You rock them, peekaboo. Alright. Tickle them, yeah. Gucci Gucci Goo, yeah, that'd be a good one. Because have you seen like the thing that's on Sam's shoulder? The little light thing. Right. Yeah. Well, there's the pod that he's in it, the baby, but then there's a scanner thing that's on his shoulder that helps detect stuff, and the baby can use that to emote a little bit. And right now, me trying to soothe him, it's mobile. It's like spinning in a circle, like above his head, and playing like, Rockabye Baby. I should have took a shower before leaving. What was I thinking? Possibly. I went through one boss fight to just run into another. I kind of thought it was going to be kind to me and have it be cleared, but I guess not. Alright, I need to hurry and finish what I had planned to do here so I can call it a night. It may take me a minute to actually get to that point, but no, we want to confirm that. Okay, are we lucky? Do we have spray? We have spray. Yay! Vincent, we. Alright. I think we're good. Yeah, maybe my ridiculous amount of luggage isn't that ridiculous. Okay, we need to do some reorganizing. Oh, I can't do that while I'm on the back. Sorry. Oh, no, it's fine now. What? Because it just looked weird for a minute.
Okay. That's a big one.
You didn't mean to do that. Oh well. More BTs? Wow. I think we're gonna be able to get away from it. So, had you not heard of that game? Or before I said anything, or before you just saw me playing it?
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Weapons restrictions lifted.
Well, let's get going.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying
Yeah, I'm curious about the co-op, but you're right.
weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. Decontaminating soon. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right behind you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See you later, Al. Let's just go ahead and call it. I'll go to Capital City later. Later.
Okay.
I am very curious if what's happening is I cleared out now 2 places with BTs, but they are still just like multiple pockets of them. Man, I'm dirty. I think I'm gonna have my guy take a shower though before I.
Good morning, Sam.
Did I get a new action figure?
Thank you for your generosity.
Yes, I did. Look at that thing. That is so cool. Look at that guy. Definitely gonna have to draw him now. So that was definitely the thing that we saw floating on top of the water. Is that version. I don't know if it also has the skull face or if only things that have the golden skull are stuff that are being summoned by Higgs. I kind of want to say it's the notion of being summoned by Higgs. It'll be interesting to see if what is it? So it has like a bird head on it, almost a bird skull kind of thing, looking thing. Claw spikes, weird things coming out of it, and then it has little hands. Or is it like 5 fingers, or is there more? Center table. Can I actually click on that? Because I want to be able to pick these things up and look at them. And I don't think they're going to let us do that. Because what is this? This is examine figures. See, that's garbage. Like, how not how close I can get to it. That's like nothing. Hopefully eventually there'll be something else with it. I think there's going to be a mini game or some other weird thing with them. Alright, let's go ahead and shower. Man. Oh. Another camera angle. Okay, that's another armpit, but maybe it's his positioning. It's always the same cycle on him, but it's left to right to center or something weird like that. Because that was in the, like, maybe it's in the 4 corners or something like that where the difference of it is. What is this? Change color. Can we say hi to BB real quick? Hey, bud.
Tired, huh?
Alright. Yeah, but I hope I can hold on to that thing. I'm curious about the difference of the grenades, because it just can't be as simple as like, oh, this one is for that and this one's for that. I want to say maybe you use them in tandem to have um, different effects. So it would work kind of like a spell system kind of a thing. There's some spell systems that are out there where you use... Because I think there's something I've seen recently. I can't remember what it was. I think it may be outward. Um, each spell has no effect alone, but combined in three spells together, then you have something, and then the spell is done within in a certain order, does certain things. So if you do this, do X, Y, Z, then you're going to get a spell. And if you do Z, X, Y, then you get another spell, and vice versa, So you anagram what you have. So the notion of throwing 0, 1, 2 would do something different than 2, 1, 2 versus 1, 1, 1. Kind of even maybe doing a weird notion on binary kind of a thing there to a certain degree. The 2 throws it out of the window, but kind of a code of some sort for an effect would be interesting. Alright. So it looks like I have Mel, and we'll deal with that later. And that'll be good. Okay, let's see here. System. Save. Save completed. Oh, man. There's a part of me that really wants to run over there real quick. It'd be really fast. I just do straight line to it. Maybe it might be a straight line to it. I feel there's a possibility of it being straight line to maybe BTs, or the BTs that are over there, and it would cease to be a straight line. It'd be like then I have to deal with a potential boss fight. So due to the notion of that, we're gonna call it. If I do that, that was... If I had, what do you call it? Weather info, or BT detection in the game. And I'm pretty sure we get that eventually. If I had that, I would be able to know if it was worth to do it. But I'm not that far in the game. So cool. Well, that was part 10. Me initially dilly-dallying and then getting out and doing another scene. And then boss fight, and then doing another mini boss fight. Because I can't throw a grenade at a baby gazer. Don't know how to do it yet correctly. So yeah. The other thing is I feel like I need a learn also how to not panic, because I think I was partially alerted, and I think if I hopped off my bike and tossed some grenades, that I could have gotten out of that predicament maybe a little bit quicker. But I'm not positive how the ecosystem works with the BTs yet. The whole gazer hunter, baby gazer, um, catcher symbiosis between each other is kind of confusing to me, because it seems like the notion that the hunters are separate, but it almost seems like the gazers are an extension um, of the hunters, and the hunters are this extension of the gazers. It's like they're the same thing, but they're elsewhere. Like there's an invisible like handprint goo being and floaty being. So, but cool. Well, that's Stealth Artisan Live. I'm ASHLER. As we return to the shadows, let us all praise the moments we share. Till next time.